morning and welcome to Smell the Coffee on a beautiful Friday morning. We've finally made it to the end of the week. It's been a long week. It's been a very sad week, I would say.
It's been very heavy, I would say.
It's been a very heavy week. I mean, on Sunday already,
it was
that set the tone
that
for
set
the
the
week.
tone for the whole week. I feel like by Tuesday, I actually literally crashed. I was like just in bed the whole day. And it's not like from like exhaustion, it's just, emotionally, because it's so heavy. Yes.
It is very heavy, but nevertheless, we have made it to Friday. It is a beautiful day, and we are just grateful to be here and to be entertaining you. We do, as always, have an amazing show in store for you today. Some bizarre news, some funny stories, and just some WTF, like, what?
What?
Yeah, but how are you doing?
I'm doing okay, fairly very well. I would like this week was a little bit triggering for me, considering I lost my dad a few years back, and then this happened, and I just felt very connected to.
Yeah.
And so it's been very triggering, but also to a degree, I liked that there was some release, some grief that I didn't know I had, and I could release it. So I would say I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to heal and just, get out of this, on the other side and be a little bit lighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the plans for the weekend?
Whoa. Somebody that I know promised me a book by a Zimbabwean author, but you know what she didn't bring is that book that she promised
I
me.
wonder why this person didn't do that. Did you remind this person perhaps?
But she promised that, Glenn, I will bring it Friday morning.
Okay,
so.
but did you remind this person? You person, wherever you are, please bring Glenora's book so she can read it.
Over the weekend. I was looking forward to reading this book over the weekend.
But don't you know where this person stays?
So I should try to rock up there. Where's my book?
Just rock up there and be like,
hey, where's my book?
You know when Rihanna said BBHM?
Better have my money?
Yes. Now you'd be like BBHHMB.
Okay, so I'll just be like, Diana, better have my book. You know what I'm saying?
Now why are you naming names? Who's this Diana you
I mean,
speak of?
okay, fine. It's an unknown Diana, guys. It's not
Who's
the
this
Diana
Diana
master
you
that's
speak
on the
of?
show.
Oh, because as Dianas are very true to their word.
They're very true to their word. Yeah, but I'm actually looking forward to that. I want to start delving more into African literature, like I told you. So I feel like we don't read much on African literature. I don't know many African authors. You know what I mean? I just know maybe a handful. So
have you read Nervous Conditions by Tsitsi Dangaremka?
No.
Yo, that's a work of art.
Really?
Yeah, you need to look for
Is she Zimbabwean?
Conditions. Yeah, Tsitsi Dangaremka is Zimbabwean. So she wrote Nervous Conditions a while ago, and that was one of our exam materials.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that you had authors from your country. Like, not that I'm saying I'm ungrateful for whatever, but I would have wanted to also read Namibian authors and read their works in school.
Yeah, because for literature, we had to do The Tempest by Shakespeare, Nervous Conditions by Tsitsi Dangaremka, and a few sonnets as well by Shakespeare and other authors.
We also had to do, the sonnets by Shakespeare. We did King Lear by Shakespeare.
Oh.
And then...
How was that though? Because I remember when we did The Tempest, I'm like, thou was like...
Honestly, I wasn't into literature till I started doing literature in high school. I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. I love this. I could do this forever. But King Lear,
I think Shakespeare in English is...
I did what is it? The love poem sonnet 116 is 116.
Yeah, no, the sonnets
so beautiful.
And
yeah,
but
nice. The other stuff was just so the what, and then you must analyze it. But luckily for us,
I loved analyzing poetry.
I
and
love
sonnets.
it. I love.
My favorite is he says red because it expresses the anger.
Exactly. I think that's where the passion for storytelling and media came from. Because I loved it. I really enjoyed it. I like that we could interpret it however you want. Wow. We need to exchange.
Yeah, I used to write poetry, and again, it wasn't something that I knew I could do. So in high school, what they did is we had these allied arts competitions where people could sing, you could do poetry, you could submit pieces of art. Right? So in English class, our teachers would always force all of us to write poetry. And then they would select the best one. So every year mine would be selected for Allied Arts, and every year I'd get a prize. And I'm just
That's
like...
so amazing. You should really pursue that.
Yeah, and also I realized how much I love literature and poetry. It's why I listen to a lot of songs. Like, I don't just listen to songs with just, oh, it has a good beat and whatever.
Yes.
I listen to music more for the lyrics.
The artistry behind it.
The artistry behind it, which is why Taylor Swift is one of my favorite artists as well. Because, like, that girl bleeds poetry. I'm like, how did you even manage? Like,
yeah, I would like to say, like, my experience with poetry was also the same. Like, there was something in school, and the English teacher was like, you guys must all write poems. And I remember my friend at the time, she read my poem. She's like, this is not a good poem, whatever. But then it was selected, guys, out of the whole entire class. And it went as far as, I think, because it was the whole school, actually. I think.
Okay.
And then it went as far as, you know, being top 10 or whatever.
Nice.
But at that time, I was just like, it's something, blah, blah, blah. And then my first year in college, the same teacher that selected my poem was like, are you still writing poetry? And then I was like, no, I actually never pursued it. And then I started writing it, and then I was like, oh, okay, I can actually do this, you know?
Wow.
So it's interesting, yeah.
That's why I also love analyzing lyrics.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, okay, but what do you
wish we
mean?
could do that actually in the future, like when we start analyzing music, you know.
I mean, there's a course, there's a university offering a course to study Taylor Swift's lyrics, so.
Wow.
Yeah, but we will be taking a quick ad break for now and getting into more Smell the Coffee after the break. Now, in school, we all learned about parallelograms, we learned about Pythagoras' theorem, and you know what? For the last however many years, I have not used the Pythagoras theorem in any way, shape, or form, and I heard about a parallelogram in high school and left it there. Never in my life again have I ever seen or heard or felt the need to use a parallelogram.
Yes.
So there's always been a debate of, like, teachers should teach us things that we'll actually use.
Can you teach us how to do our taxes, please?
Exactly, right? So now there's a teacher who has a unique way to instruct about money. She charges students rent for desks. Yes, and parents and everyone in the world is saying this is a great idea. She's running a monopoly. Shelby Lattimore, a third grade teacher in Charlotte, North Carolina, is teaching her students financial literacy by charging them rent for their desks and late fees for tardiness. I don't care how you pay it, what bills you give me, what it is, or if it's got sticky boogers on it, you're paying me $5, Lattimore says in a TikTok from October with 9.3 million views. In the 2-minute, 30-second clip, the teacher notifies the students that she's going to take their money because it's bills day, and they immediately respond with disgruntled no's. I started the class economy concept to motivate my students to have better attendance and to get them coming to school. It was also a way for me to promote good behavior in my class, she told the Post. Luckily, the students don't have to pay their bills in real cash or ask their parents for loan. They have to fork over play dollars they've earned throughout the school year doing classroom jobs such as being a line leader, door holder, teacher helper, board eraser, or table washer. I teach them responsibility of handling money that they earn through their class jobs, Lattimore explains on TikTok. Every other Friday, each student receives a paycheck from their teacher for their work and errands. Aside from paying rent, students are allowed to spend money on frivolous things in the classroom store, such as an eat-in-class pass, homework pass, or being teacher for the day. On the 1st of the month, Lattimore proceeds to call each student by their designated number, and if the student isn't paying attention when their bill collector calls them, it results in a $1 late fee. Some students ask for clarification on what they could be fined for, and Lattimore lists various reasons, such as turning in work late, breaking things, showing disrespect, and being tardy. In a follow-up video, she explains, a lot of my kids come from families that that live check to check and are not in the best financial situation. So I don't think they're too young to ever learn how to handle money, how to use money, and how they want to use their money.
This is what teachers should be doing, you know, across the board. Like, it shouldn't just be this one school. Guys, honestly, like, you finish high school, you go to college, and then you are thrown into the job market.
Yeah.
You are not taught any of this.
You're not taught any of this.
And you must figure it out. You must figure out your savings. You must figure out, guys.
Like, it's a lot.
It's
now
a
imagine, most people are thrust into like university at 18. Imagine I was 16. By the time I was done, I was 20. And now you have to figure out the real world. And it's like,
Exactly.
you're very young. And we don't learn these things. I remember my first year in university, our lecturer asked us, who here keeps money under their bed? And we all, right? And then he was like, who here has a piggy bank? And, you know, we raised our hands because, you know. And then he says, well, that's dumb. Your money should be in the bank. And it's like,
we're
never told
exactly
that this is what we should be doing. Most people don't have financial literacy because they were never taught it. So now you find they get their first paycheck and they just never learned financial literacy after that.
But it's so crazy, like the thing that you are being prepared for your whole entire life, which is, you know, to be able to earn an income, is the one thing you're not prepared
taught,
for.
Yeah.
Yes, like you would you go study, get a degree in whatever, so that you can make money, right?
Yes. But you're never taught how to handle that money, how to do taxes.
Crazy. I wish instead of learning what's inside a cell, I learned how to do my
instead of learning about a parallelogram
and what's inside
what trapezoid.
Exactly. I wish we were taught some of these things. Like, you know, you even the method of save 20%. Is it 20%? You see, I don't even know. Do your taxes. I mean, guys, investments, how they work. I wish I had known this.
Yes.
Because I think we'd be far ahead if we had planned our money.
But in a way as well, I feel like parents have to play a role in that. Because obviously in schools, they're not teaching us these things. So I feel like if you have like parents that are business minded and that are smart, they'll already start telling you. I had my first job when I was grade 5.
That's good. Yeah.
My dad employed me when I was grade 5. Don't ask what job it was, okay, but I was on a salary and I was on a payroll and all of that.
But you understood?
Yes, I understood. Okay, cool. Every month end, I'm getting paid, I'm getting my money, and then I go buy this and I go buy that. But unfortunately, also being daddy's princess, whenever you ask for money, you get. But then my mom was very strict in no. She's getting her allowance. She needs to save up her allowance to buy things that she needs.
Like, I want that nice doll, so I'm going to have to save up 3 months worth of salary, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we really, like, I think that society is doing the children, you know,
an injustice.
Yes, because we don't teach them about finances. We started doing that with my little niece. So she has a little jar of money. So every time we say a bad word, we have to put money in.
Oh, you have a swear jar. That's cool.
But it's reverse. It's for us. It's not for her. Cool. She's the one who polices us. You said a bad word. Go put money in the jar.
Nice. Now let's move on before we get carried away.
Now getting into our next story. Another day, another plain sitting debate, or as I like to call it, another day, another reason why you need to start flying private. A woman has been praised for refusing to switch seats with a child in order to let him sit with his parents. The 23-year-old took to Reddit to explain that she had bagged a free upgrade for her 13-hour flight to San Francisco, but that things quickly went downhill. She wasn't the only person to get upgraded. Some parents also accepted a free upgrade, but did not realize that their 10-year-old son failed to qualify. I had booked my tickets a year in advance, the passenger wrote on Reddit. Around about a month or two before the trip, the airline called me saying they would like to upgrade me to first class due to my points and being a member. I've never flown first class before, so to say I was so excited was an understatement. I made sure to do everything possible in the lounge before my flight, and I was welcomed with such a comfortable setting for the 13-hour flight. About an hour into the flight, a flight attendant comes to me and asks me if I would be willing to swap seats with a 10-year-old boy who was in economy so he could sit with his family in first class. The flight attendant explained that she would be able to qualify for another free upgrade in another flight or even a full refund if she agreed to move. I asked her if there was any chance I could stay in my seat because I genuinely thought I was being kicked out. She continued, I did get shamed by an old woman in the seat next to me who told me that I made a child sit on their own for 13 hours. I get a 13-hour flight alone for a child is the scary part. But I saw him walk up and down the aisle like every hour to meet his parents, so it wasn't like he was alone. Now, one person commented, I'm sure 2 people in economy would have been glad to swap with the parents. And another person said, the parents never should have accepted seats away from their kids to begin with, especially not both of them.
I agree. I agree.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So I must give up my first class seat because you are...
Yeah. Because if the flight attendant said that this passenger still qualified, I'm pretty sure the parents still qualified for a first class seat on the next flight or a full refund. So, no.
Why should we inconvenience? But also, like, so the parents were just like, you know, we're going to be in first class and we're just going to forget we have a kid. So they're like...
Why didn't the one, you know what, with flights, right, you and I amongst ourselves can decide, okay, you know what, Dana, I like the window seat. Yes. And then I can be like, you know what, I like the aisle seat, it's fine. And then we swap. Flight attendants, they never have a problem with that. I'm pretty sure they could have done the same thing, right? And just had the one parent sit in economy and the one parent sit.
That is what I was thinking. Why send your 10-year-old?
Like, no, that's just selfish on their part. So, you know, when I read the headline, I thought it was, like I'm saying, that situation of, oh, you know, this person is sitting here in between, so can we swap so that my son can sit next to me?
It's first class. So the parents are like, we're going to be enjoying ourselves in first class. No. You know, we've worked really hard.
So I need to sacrifice.
I'm so sorry that this 10-year-old, you know, our responsibility.
So I need to sacrifice my seat when the parents can't even sacrifice their seat.
I would think one of them would be like, okay, you know what, the next one, I'll take it.
No.
So I'm going to sit in economy.
Yeah.
The son sits with the mother or the
mom
father,
or the dad in first class.
It doesn't make any sense.
I'm not going to sacrifice my seat, I'm sorry.
But nonetheless, this is why we should all be flying private, guys.
Exactly. Be like us. We only fly private. Like, of course, us talking about these things, this is purely from what we've heard, not that we've ever flown economy or public. No, we always fly private. Sticking with flying and airlines, people are now being weighed before they fly by yet another airline. Another airline has announced it will trial weighing passengers as well as their luggage before takeoff. Finnish airline Finnair started weighing passengers departing from Helsinki on Monday in the hope that they'll be better able to estimate the plane's weight. Finnair, which provides budget flights between the UK and Finland, has already weighed more than 500 volunteer customers so far. Last August, Korean Air raised eyebrows when it announced it would bring in the controversial policy. It began weighing passengers at Gimpo Airport on domestic routes and Incheon Airport on international flights last September. The company, Korea's largest airline, aimed to reduce wasted fuel and more accurately estimate the weight of the plane. Airlines need to work out the weight of the plane, its interior and its passengers before takeoff to ensure the flight is balanced and improves safety. They can either use average weights provided by aviation authorities or collect their own data. Finnair says it does not link passengers' weights in any way to their personal data. Satu Munuka, head of ground processes at the airline, said only the customer service agent working at the measuring point can see the total weight, so you can participate in the study with peace of mind. The airline also weighs passengers in all of their clothes together with their carry-on luggage to get a combined reading rather than just focusing on their body weight. Communications Director Payit Talkvist said Finns tend to bring a lot more weight onto the plane in colder months as they come prepared with thick, heavy coats, adding, "This is part of having a very strong safety culture in our organization."
Okay, if it's strictly, you know, for safety reasons, no. But I'm just like, nah, guys.
We've been flying for how many years without like, being weighed?
Honestly, like, guys, stop it. I think at this point, like, they're going to start charging, you know, like, you should maybe be 50 you and your luggage together. You know what I'm saying?
Together. So now 2 months before your vacation, you need to hit the gym, lose a whole 20 kg.
You're going to be charged extra.
Charge extra per kg.
Per kg. So I'm just thinking, like, at some point, they're going to have, like, a minimum whatever that you and your luggage
need to weigh. Exactly. Like, it's ridiculous. And, you know, I brought it up when we reported about the Korean Air as well,
Yes.
weighing their passengers. Not everyone is comfortable with being weighed because people have body dysmorphia. People have all these body.
I don't even look
issues.
at the scale, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I refuse to ruin my day like that. Do you get what
And
I'm saying?
there's some doctors' offices that actually give you a tag, like a little card, where you show the receptionist or whoever or the nurse to say, I do not want to be weighed. Because I know doctors' offices, like always, they want to weigh you and see whatever. But like you can actually choose in some doctors' offices to say, for my mental health, I prefer not to be weighed. I don't care if it's just this one person seeing it. No. Now they're going to be
So
like,
you don't want people to know.
You weigh 80 kg. Yo.
For a skinny girl, you are heavy.
Yo, you're heavy. No.
Also, you don't want that. But there's a doctor that I usually go to. I tell them, if you guys need to weigh me, just cover my eyes, take your measurements and whatever you need.
Yeah.
But that's it.
All right, that does bring us to the end of our top stories. Now, right after this, I talk to yet another one of my zone's new interns. Stay tuned. Today we are in studio with another one of my zone's interns. He goes by the name Aldo Horn, and we are so excited to be having him in studio with us today. How are you doing, Aldo?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. All right, so start us off by telling us a little bit about yourself. I understand you just finished matric.
Yes, I finished it a little while back. My name's Aldo Horn. I'm 20 years old. I live in Windhoek and I enjoy reading every now and again when I have time, and that's about it from me.
That's about it from you. Okay, cool. So what are you currently busy with apart from the MyZone internship?
That is mostly what I've been doing. Last year I did go to university in South Africa, but I came back and decided not to do university this year, but I probably want to get a degree at some point, so I'll start again next year.
Okay, and what degree would you like to get?
Originally, it was always something in linguistics.
Okay.
But recently I have been considering just journalism.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, which ties in very well with the MyZone internship.
Yes.
So I would assume that's why you chose to apply for the internship?
Yes, while I was studying in South Africa, I did work for a student newspaper, and I enjoy that a lot. So I thought I might try my hand at it again at slightly bigger company.
Okay.
So I've been enjoying it a lot.
You've been enjoying it a lot. You like writing?
Yes, I do.
You enjoy writing stories?
Yes.
Okay, so what are your plans in the next 5 years?
That is a bit unclear because I'm not used to thinking that far ahead.
Okay.
But at this moment, I want to keep doing this internship, and hopefully one day I'll be able to make it to sub-editor because I really enjoy languages and the more grammatical aspects of it. I mean, you might as well shoot for the moon and hit the stars.
Exactly. And they say if you shoot for the stars, if you don't grab them, you'll fall on top of the world at least, right? And I mean, that does make a lot of sense considering that you actually wanted to study linguistics, or rather studied it for a year.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So what's one thing that makes you really nervous? What are you most nervous about?
I'm really nervous about being on camera. I'm
really
perfectly happy being behind it, but
okay, you're more of a behind the scenes type of guy.
Yes.
But hey, with your MyZone internship, you're going to be trying your hand at literally everything. How has that been so far?
So far it's been mostly fun.
Okay.
I've been enjoying the journalism or the interviewing people for profiles. The camera work is a bit daunting because there's a lot to remember.
Yes.
But it's fun, it's very interesting, so I've been enjoying that.
So apart from the interviewing and the writing, which we know you love, what else, like what would you choose as your second favorite aspect of the MyZone internship?
I think it has to be the camera work.
Really?
It's really,
despite how daunting it is.
Yes, it's really enjoyable once you see everything that can be done with a camera. It opens up a lot of a lot of the world and makes you understand how things work.
Okay, awesome. Aldo, thank you so very much for joining us today. We do wish you the best of luck with your internship, and we look forward to, of course, working with you, because we are definitely going to be working together here and there. So honestly speaking, I'm wishing you the best of luck, and I know you will enjoy your time with My Zone.
Thank you.
All right, stick around, and more Smell the Coffee coming up after the break.
Looks a little something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad bit. What? This is what you call a bad bit. Looks a little something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad bit. What? This is what you call a bad bit. Looks a little something bit like I can't.
And just like that, Glenora and I's weekend officially starts. For the rest of you that are still at work, we are sending all our love, all our thoughts, all our prayers. Please don't harm anyone, okay? Just get through the day. It's just a few hours, and then you can eventually also start your weekend.
And decompress. We get that it was a heavy,
Yes.
week. So it's great to be in the weekend.
And
It's time to
relax and just
decompress.
Exactly. But we will be back again tomorrow on your screens, entertaining you. Same time, same place. From Dinah Master and Glenora Shapura, do have yourselves a lovely Friday.